So what personal information are we actually talking about here? Because this is supposed to be non-invasive. What personal information are you going to store within your head productions? And I was thinking maybe some of the programs or applications that you are using while experiencing the operating system, just things you use in your daily life, and maybe tracking achievements and accomplishments that you may have in using those programs, or what you've learned, an accumulation of what you've learned and what you've studied. It also moves on to the physical world, and perhaps how much effort you are exerting, how much exercise you do, maybe tracking your stats, your steps, or how much you run, or how much you lift, or just random stats like that is just a few examples of what you want to might store. But why would the company want to store my personal information? That sounds suspicious, that sounds scary. And it's not about the company wanting to store your personal information, it's about why you would want the company to do that for you. And there are numerous reasons why you would want that. Let's say, for the sake of even memory issues, like you can't remember everything, and there's a lot of accomplishments or feats that you have done that you might not be able to recall off the top of your head. But this has that information stored. And the accumulation of all those stats that I was speaking about can be turned into a profile or a portfolio that even a company that is hiring you, looking for a job, they can open your In Your Head Productions profile and say, oh, yeah, this person's good at that. They know how to use this. I want to hire them. But what is another purpose for this information that the company or the application will be storing from a user or an individual? And this is going to sound like science fiction or something that is very far off, but I believe the application will one day be able to measure brain waves and brain frequencies. The more time you spend in it, the more of a baseline for how your mind works, and the things you like and the things you don't like, the more that the company will be able to learn, so that that information, your life, can be recalled at a later stage. Which sounds, like I say, it sounds like science fiction, and we might be centuries away from it, but we have to start somewhere. I think I'm getting way ahead of myself, and I'm talking about things that will happen in the coming decades and in the coming centuries that humans are alive on planet Earth. But while it may be that far away, we have to start somewhere, and that's why I'm standing here, man and artwork, in the company's rawest and simplest form, because this is where I personally started building it. Because I don't know if anybody else is working on this, or if anybody else in the world has seen something like this. Because in 2025 it is difficult to be original, to come up with something new, because it all seems like it's been done before. But I don't see this on the news, I don't see it in advertisements, so that's why I'm here talking about it now. Why will this information need to be recalled? Why would the application need to recall personal information about someone? And this is a subject that is very dodged. People dodge this topic. They don't like to talk about it. It makes them uncomfortable or uneasy. But the way technology is moving, we have to get into it eventually. And I believe that that process of recalling that information is going to be essential when transferring a conscious mind into a machine, or a body, a machine. Why would we want to do that? Well, I believe that process is going to be essential when human beings go about colonizing a galaxy or a solar system. It is going to be essential to be able to live longer, to travel further distance. I mean, what a lunatic, am I right? I mean, I'm talking about things that might sound like I've lost touch with reality. But many will agree with me when I do say that in order to explore the universe, if you have any idea of how big it is, you will know that you need to live longer than 100 years. That's just a fact. Things are too far away. There's too many planets and stars and galaxies. There's also the personal information side of it that also sounds dodgy. It sounds sketchy. It makes people scared and uncomfortable. And the company or the application or me, I'm not asking that of you at any stage right now, because the application is still in development. So there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm just a guy with a picture as a... But let's not get too much into the future talk for now. Maybe you might be asking yourself, why is the room black? Why is Warren in a black room? Who lives in a black room? And there are two reasons for that, two main reasons. There's multiple reasons, but there's two main reasons. One is that at the stage of my life where I was in, there was a lot of darkness and temptation that came with this company. So the walls are all dark and they're all black, pretty much representing that. And instead of burying it down, I faced it. I faced the darkness, as you can see. The other reason is that I sort of imagined this would put me in the mindset of the room being, or my office being, a BIOS, like a four-dimensional BIOS, you know, like for computers, and like I was in a four-dimensional BIOS. But what is with the mask is what you might be asking yourself. Why am I wearing this mask? What was I afraid of people knowing who I am? Was I trying to hide my identity while speaking about In Your Head Productions? And the answer is no. This mask is more for my own insecurities and my own fears. Because I don't think anybody really wants to see what's underneath here. It's kind of gross. It's just weird for me to look at, especially when recording and then having to watch myself speak. I just don't like it, so I wear the mask. But now I've made people curious, so they might want to see my face. And just to show that I'm not scared of showing my face, I'll show you. Are you ready?